We're about to do a little tarantula breeding. Stay tuned, guys, and watch the action. All right, guys, this is the avicularia. We're putting them together to try to breed them. This one was probably the most successful breeding we done during the night. I consider them all successful because we didn't lose any tarantulas at all. All of them were successful, in my opinion, because we didn't lose a male. But this little guy here, neither one of these had ever been bred before. This little male just matured probably 3 or 4 months ago. He is definitely ready to breed. All we're doing is just working him up to her, and you can see him here. He is vibrating and drumming his pedipalps and his legs. He vibrates a little different than some of them. He'll vibrate his whole body at times. And we're just trying to introduce him without getting him ate. So as we work him up, we end up having to move him from where he's at to the top. Like right here, we moved him to the top, and she comes out and starts drumming and ready to breed. So I'll be quiet and let you watch this part. See, he's fighting and trying to hook her. They have these tibial hooks on their legs, and he pushes her up to get underneath her. You can see his pedipalps drumming. This is how tarantulas breed. It doesn't take very long. Most of the time, they just do it for just a few minutes, and then they're done. I think the gestation period is very different for each species of tarantula. The gestation period on these, I think, are anywhere from like 30 days to 3 months, 4 months, something like that. And I believe that these don't produce but about 80 eggs each time, the avicularis. These aren't the most special to some people. Some people think these are the most common, and they are. You can buy them anywhere, but I love avicularis, or the common name pink toe. I definitely love pink toes. See, they're done. We separate them. Now we go to the next. This is a Lasiodora parahabana. The male is the little brown one. The female is the huge one. They're sexually dimorphic when they mature. And a lot of tarantulas are as they mature, but until they mature, sometimes you can't tell the difference unless you know how to sex them. But he messed up. I didn't get the first part of us walking him out of his enclosure into this one. But he like jumped down into the enclosure and touched her. It gets a little exciting for a second. He's very lucky when he jumped down into the enclosure that he didn't get eaten. And then he starts moving. He's not tapping. And see, she tries to eat him. I get a little excited. I'm trying to hold the camera and do it, and he's trying to run away. So it took a little bit to get her away from him. These are curly hairs, the T. alboplosum, or formerly the Brachypelma. But this is the T. alboplosum. That is the male in the picture there. And the female's over here to the right-hand side of the screen. She's the one that's doing the tapping, and it was a little backwards here. Usually the male comes up and starts tapping and drumming in the enclosure to let her know, I am a tarantula, I'm not food. And we had to kind of work him up a little bit. He kept trying to run away from her and wasn't drumming. We was afraid he wasn't going to do anything, but he did. You'll see here what happens. And she, like I said, she was the first one that started drumming and tapping and letting him know she was ready. And they start. This one is extremely fast compared to the first one, since we didn't even have a breeding in the last one. And if you watch here, she'll start to wrap her feet, her legs around him right here, and she just about eats him. And all I done was stuck the tongs in her mouth. I appreciate all of yous watching and tuning in for another episode of T-Mania. That was our tarantula breeding. Guys, if you will, go to Facebook, like my new page. I've created a new page, East of Eden Exotics. Guys, we'll have a little bit of everything for sale coming up, from feeders to critters to reptiles, anything you can think of, guys. Appreciate you watching. Like the video, subscribe, and share it. We'll catch you guys again next time on T-Mania. Bye.